Hello friends, we are going to see the topic simplification of grammar. Now as we know that ambiguity is one of the undesirable property of a context-free grammar and we have to remove the ambiguity from the given grammar. So same way we can improve the context-free grammar without changing the resulting language. So we eliminate certain types of productions and then standardize the productions so that they all have a certain normal forms. That is, we are going to eliminate useless symbols, unit productions and epsilon productions. Now first let us start with the removal of useless symbols. A symbol X is useful if there exists a derivation of the form S derives alpha X beta derives W in 0 or more steps, where alpha and beta, these are the sentential forms, where W is any string in terminals. So if no such derivation exists, then symbol X won't appear in any of the derivation. That means X is a useless symbol. Now there are three aspects of a usefulness of a non-terminal X. That is, some string must be derivable from X. X must appear in the derivation of at least one string derivable from start symbol, and it should not occur in any sentential form that contain a variable from which no terminal string can be derived. Now let us start with one example. Now consider the grammar as G equal to S comma A, that is the set of non-terminals, 1 comma 0 set of terminal symbols, and set of productions are S gives 1 0, 0 S1, 1 S0, A and SS, where S is the start symbol. Now from this grammar we have to find out the useless symbol. Now the symbol is useless if it will not derive any kind of string. Now here let us check the first production, that is S gives 1 0. Now 1 0 string, it is a string of terminals. 0 S1, again it will be derivable. 1 S0, again it will be derivable. Now let us take the production S derives capital A. Now here there are no productions for this A, so this A, it is called as the useless symbol. So such useless symbol we can directly remove from the given grammar. So here the resultant grammar, it can be written as like G equal to, now we are going to remove this A, so set of non-terminal only S, set of terminals as it is, 1 0 production as it is, 0 S1 as it is, 1 S0 as it is, and we are going to remove this production, that is S gives A. So this is the resultant grammar for the given grammar after removing the useless symbols. Now next let us consider second example as G equal to S A B set of non-terminals, A set of terminal, and productions are S gives capital AB or A and A gives small a. Now here let us consider the first production, that is S produces capital A capital B. Now in this case we can reduce this A to A gives A. So here A is reduced to A. Now let us check the productions for B. Now as there are no productions for B, this B, it is called as the useless symbol. So after removing this B, we can have the productions as S gives A or small a, and then A gives small a. Now here next, this A, as it produces small a, then we can directly replace this A as S gives small a. So here the resultant grammar, it can be written as G equal to only one non-terminal, then terminal set as it is. S gives AB, we are going to remove that, and similarly we are going to remove the non-terminals A and B. So this is the resultant grammar after removing the useless symbol. Now the second elimination is elimination of unit productions. Now a productions of the form A gives B is called as unit productions, where A and B both are the non-terminals. Now there are some elimination rule to eliminate the unit productions. First one, if the context-free grammar has a unit productions of the form A gives B, or if there is a chain of unit productions of the form A derives x1, which derives x2, which derives x3, dash dash dash, which derives lastly b. So if there is a chain of unit productions, then we have to eliminate such unit productions from the given grammar. For that, we have to find out non-unit productions of the non-terminal b as, let us say, b produces alpha 1, or it produces alpha 2, and so on. Then we can directly replace this B as its corresponding production. So here we will have the final production as A gives alpha 1, alpha 2, and so on. So let us see one example. Now here given grammar is G equal to A comma B, small b, set of terminal symbols. A gives B, B gives small a or B. Now in this first we will find out the unit production. Now here A gives B, this is a unit production. So here we have to replace this B with its non-unit productions as A gives small a or small b. So here resultant grammar, it can be written as only A, then set of terminals as it is, and this B, it will be replaced as its corresponding non-productions as small a or b. So this is the resultant grammar for the given grammar. Now let us see one more example. S A B set of non-terminals, A comma B set of terminals. S gives A or B, A gives B or small b, B gives S or small a, where S is the start symbol. Now here there is a chain of unit productions. That means S produces A, again it produces B, and again B produces S. So here there is a chain of unit productions, and we have to remove these unit productions from the given grammar. Now here first we will replace this B by its corresponding unit productions as, now here we will keep S as it is, that is S gives capital A or BB, and capital A gives, we will replace this B as capital S or A or B as it is. Then we will replace this A by its corresponding non-unit productions. So here S gives capital S or small a or small b or BB as it is. Now in this case, this SS, it is a productions of the form non-terminal followed by same non-terminal. So directly we can remove this non-terminal from the grammar. So here final grammar after removing unit productions will be only one non-terminal, that is S, set of terminal as it is, and S gives small a, small b, bb as it is, and we will remove the remaining productions. So this is the resultant grammar. Now the last part is elimination of epsilon productions. Now the productions of the form A gives epsilon is called as epsilon productions. Now if epsilon is in context-free language for the given context-free grammar, then we cannot eliminate all the epsilon productions from that grammar. But if epsilon is not a part of that language, then we can remove the epsilon. Epsilon elimination method, it is based on nullable non-terminals. Now what is meant by nullable non-terminals? In a given context-free grammar, if there is a non-terminal n and a production n gives epsilon, or n is deriving epsilon in more than one steps, then n is called as the nullable non-terminal. Next, let us see the elimination procedure. Now, in order to eliminate epsilon production, first we have to delete all the epsilon productions, then identify nullable non-terminals. Then, if there is production of the form A gives alpha, where alpha is any sentential form containing at least one nullable non-terminal, then add new productions having right-hand side form by deleting all possible subsets of nullable non-terminals from alpha. Then in step 3, if we get production of the form A gives epsilon, then no need to add that production in the resultant grammar. Now let us start with one example. Now here let us see G equal to S, set of non-terminals, A comma B, set of terminals, and S gives ASA, BSB, epsilon. These are the set of productions and S is the start symbol. Now the first step is we have to find out nullable non-terminals. Now terminals are nullable if there is production of the form N gives epsilon. Now as there is a production S gives epsilon, so here S is called as nullable non-terminal. Then second step, we have to remove nullable production from the grammar. So here after removing S gives epsilon, the resultant grammar will be S gives ASA and S gives BSB. Then the third step, we have to add the productions which are formed due to the nullable non-terminals. So here we have to keep these two productions as it is, and we have to consider the production first. We will consider ASA. Now when we add S as epsilon, it will generate the production as AA. So add AA into the resultant grammar. Then second production is BSB. So here add the production BB. Now here is the grammar as S gives ASA, BSB, AA and BB after removing the nullable non-terminals. So we can write the resultant grammar as, now remove this epsilon production and instead of this we have to add two newly formed productions, that is AA and BB. Now let us take one more example. Now here SAB, these are the non-terminals, AB set of terminals, S gives ABA, A gives AA, epsilon, B gives BB and epsilon. Now from this grammar, first we have to find out the nullable non-terminals. Now here, as A gives epsilon and B gives epsilon, these are the nullable non-terminals. Similarly, S produces epsilon in more than one step, like S produces A, B, A. Then if we reduce this A as epsilon, this B as epsilon, and similarly this last A as epsilon, it will produce the epsilon. So here this S, it is also a nullable non-terminal. So we have to remove epsilon productions from the grammar. So here first we will keep this S gives ABA as it is. Then from this we will remove the production A gives epsilon. Then from this we will remove the production B gives epsilon. Then in the third step, we have to add the resultant productions. Now, first consider this production. Now here A gives small a, capital A. Now, if we replace this A with epsilon, it will produce the production as small a. Similarly, in this, if we replace this B as epsilon, it will produce the production as B. So here we will add extra productions due to nullable symbols as A and B. Then we will add the resultant productions for S. Now first we will substitute A as epsilon. So here resultant production is BA. Then we will substitute for this B as epsilon and we will add resultant production as AA. Then for this A we will substitute as epsilon and we will add resultant production as AB. Then for these two A and B we will substitute epsilon and we will add A. Similarly for this BA we will substitute epsilon and we'll add resultant A. A is already there, so no need to add it. And finally we will substitute this A as epsilon and this A as epsilon and we will add the resultant production as B. So here is the resultant grammar after eliminating epsilon productions. Thank you.